uh, all of us here, we don't have a choice. We eventually will die. Raise your hand if you understand that, right? Or maybe some of here are the messiahs. Okay. So we don't have a choice. We will die. But in Jesus Christ, no sin, and the Son of God, he chose to. And why did he choose to do that? Well, exactly to save us, to give his life as a ransom for the many, so that we may be saved. But that was a choice he did in obedience, out of love, and freely. So, also now let's go to the case of Mary. Mary could, perhaps, had the choice to give her life. Did she die or not? Did she die or not? It's okay if you don't have a consensus, because the Catholic Church doesn't have a consensus in answering that question. The dogma declares that when her temporal life, her earthly life was fulfilled, when her life here, as you and me are, when her mission was fulfilled or completed, then she was taken body and soul. Did she actually die or not? We don't know. Some say yes, some say no. But what we say is, well, whatever happened at the end, if either she experienced death or not, we believe that the same one who has the power to lay down his life and to take it up again, the Son of God, also has the power and the authority to take whoever he wishes with himself. And in case you missed it, let's read it again. John chapter 10, verse 18. No one, the mother of the king is the queen. The mother of the king is the queen. Why would Jesus take his mother with him? He is the king who established his kingdom on earth, who is gone to his throne in heaven, who will come again to fulfill the accomplishment of his entire kingdom, and the last one for him to conquer is death itself, as we heard in the second reading. Well, and as we read in the responsorial psalm, did anybody remember? Your queen. The responsorial psalm said the following. The queen stands at your right hand, arrayed in gold. And if you would like to see the biblical, that would be Psalm 112. Psalm 112. The queen is sitting where? Right hand. At your right hand. Arrayed with gold. In symbolical language, arrayed with glory. If Jesus Christ is the king and is now seated in his throne, who will be at his right side? The queen. The queen sits at the right hand of the king, arrayed with gold, symbolically array of glory. Now let's speak of array in gold or array in glory. She was taken into heaven with body and soul. That's different from what happens when you and I will die. Unless when you die is the end of time. It could be, but we don't know when the end will be. See, when you die, we have a funeral mass, they bring the body, we offer in the mass, there's the final prayer where we commend the soul to be received by the Father. It's called the commendation of the soul, beautiful prayer. And then we take the body and we bury it. The body eventually will start decomposing. However time it takes from here to the second coming, we don't know. It could be tomorrow, but it could be another 1,000 years. We don't know. What we believe is that at the end of time, bodies will be resurrected, soul, but the body transfigured. A resurrected, transfigured body, like the one Jesus Christ has, who's able to walk through closed doors, who still eats. Remember, he cooked breakfast for his apostles. He walked through closed door. So it's a different body from the one we have now. You can still eat, but you could pass through closed doors. Yeah, that's a different body, because if I try to pass through closed doors, I'm going to have a big headache or a big bump in my forehead. But somehow, in our glorified body, is our body at the fullness of the beauty it was meant to be and more. A glorified body. We're not there yet. And even the saints, some can argue, are still waiting the resurrection of the dead. So still waiting for that body to rise. Recently someone went around Europe and saw a whole bunch of the bodies of the saints who happened to be incorrupt. Why? Because by the time they die without sin. Sin is the cause of death. In their case, their body looks like they're sleeping. Why? Because they're waiting for the resurrection of the dead. When their soul will be reunited with the body will be raised to a glorified body beyond this body, something greater than this, hopefully one that is not at war with itself, that when I will something, my body follows, or what the body wants is what the mind, the soul, and it's a harmony of oneness, which we don't have right now, especially after hearing many confessions yesterday. It's a reminder that that's where we are. But in the case of Mary, she already is experiencing what will only be for us in the ends of time. Her body and her soul are still united, and more than united, not just taken to the heavens, it's a glorified body. She's already reaping from the fruits of the resurrection from the second coming, while the second coming has not yet arrived. Why? Well, because she's the queen. And the king has all power and authority. And if it's not the language of king and queen, if I was in the place of Jesus, would I not take my mom with me? The one who was with me throughout the whole journey? Just out of love. Let's not forget, Jesus Christ is the Son of Mary and loves his mother. So all of this, for us to be able to understand, wow, well, I see the logic. Not only I see the logic now, but something, and with this I finish, is the uniqueness of how the dogma of the Assumption came to be declared. It was declared in 1950, so today we celebrate 75 years of the declaration of this dogma. But something very unique that was done, the Pope at the time, he consulted the entire Universal Church. He sent a letter to all the bishops around the world and to key theologians and lay people just to inquire. And the question, very simple. Do you believe that Mary was assumed into heaven, body and soul, yes or no? And the question was a little bit more complicated, but in few words, they were asked around the whole world, do you believe that Mary was taken into heaven? And the vast majority, there was very few voices dissenting disbelief. The vast majority, it was like a universal consent of the church. It's like, of course we do. And after the consultation and seeing that, whoa, this is like more than just 50 plus 1, although we don't make decisions based in democratic ways, this consultation was to see if the Spirit, who is active in the church, had inspired and confirmed in the spirit of the community if this is a dogma or not, if this is an official teaching of the church or not. And the Pope seeing the, whoa, the Spirit definitely has confirmed in the mystical body of Christ that this is a belief of our faith. Now, history-wise, you could go down to the 6th century and you'll start hearing homilies about, teachings about the Assumption of Mary. And throughout the whole history of our church, 6th century and on, this was a common belief different terms, the Dormition, the Commemoration, the Assumption, there are different names for it. But now, after the church, so, okay, now let us declare it officially as a dogma of our church. But a little nuance here, and it's a reminder, a dogma is not just the Pope decided to invent something, and I'm the Pope, and I'm infallible, and this is a dogma. So from now on, this is a dogma, whatever I came up with, it doesn't work like that. A dogma is when, after much theological and consultation, we come to see and discern, oh no, this is a mystery of our faith that has been revealed, and we believe it, and therefore we declare it a dogma. It's not we invented it, and now everybody has to believe it. So just a little clarification of that. Now, with all that said, as we now move to the liturgy of the Eucharist, you know, I mentioned the next Friday we'll have part 2 of this homily, and we'll be celebrating the Queenship of Mary. And then the day that follows, August the 23rd, we're going to have a retreat in our parish. All of this, especially August the 22nd, in a special way, we are asking for a great miracle to happen in our parish. We are building a wayside shrine. But more than just building a wall and painting a pretty image of our Blessed Mother, and those who have been participating in the retreats, and those who have been called to be missionary Marian Eucharistic missionaries, Marian Eucharistic missionaries, we are asking something quite bold. We're saying, Mary, we believe that you are assumed into heaven with a glorified body beyond what we can understand of human body experience. You have a glorified body, and you are the queen of the king. We, servants of the king, are beginning a new ministry. We want to go out and bring the king, Christ the king, to places where people who would like to be here in Mass but couldn't because they're sick at the hospital or nursing home, hospice care. We want to be able to go with the king, but also with you, the queen. So Mary, if it is possible, and it is possible, could you make of that special wayside shrine we're building your throne of grace, where you're somehow present, where somehow you're working your miracles of graces to empower especially the Marian Eucharistic missionaries to go from that wayside shrine, from that throne of your grace, of your presence, into ministry, taking the king, the Eucharistic king, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of the king, but accompanied by the queen. I don't know if you fully grasp what I'm saying, but that's the direction we're going. Mary, not just the wayside shrine, but your throne, your presence. How will she answer to that prayer? And how will the Father grant her presence to be felt, experienced, and be the supporting force that allows these missionaries to go with the king in service of building his kingdom? Well, time will show. If you're interested about knowing more about this, then I'll see you next Friday for the Queenship of Mary, and then I will see you on August the 23rd, the retreat where we go deeper into what I'm saying now. With that, let us now stand and renew our belief.